Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the HK Rifleworks YouTube channel. Today, I'm excited to introduce y'all to one of our first projects on the channel. This is the Mark 12 Mod O. We've got a lot of plans for this thing. We are going to do some reloading for it, maybe try and clone some Mark 262. Even though that's pretty hard to do, I know there's a lot of like proprietary ingredients and whatnot, but maybe we'll have fun with it and see if we can get fairly close to it. But we're gonna take this thing out to, hopefully up to and over 1,000 yards if we can pull that off. But if any of this stuff sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment down below, hit that thumbs up. So anyways, wanted to jump into it real quick. There's a ton of experts out there on this rifle. Myself, I'm not one of those, but there is a ton of great information on them. I mean, there's pages and threads out there that have just gobs and gobs of information. Now this is a pretty faithful clone-ish, except the optic. The optic's definitely not clone correct, but the rifle itself is close. As a Gen 2 rifle, it's close. Good for what we're doing, I guess. But I wanted to take you through it real quick, just let you know what we got on it. Usually YouTube channels like to start from tip to butt. That seems to be the most popular. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, and I'm gonna go from the stock of the rifle to the muzzle. So on the stock here, we have one of the B5 SOT-mod stocks. The collapsible stocks that a lot of people put on these, it was usually this one or like the LMT stock, but those are very expensive, and if I had one, I wouldn't want to paint it probably. Maybe so, who knows? In this thing, we have a carbine, just receiver extension here with an H buffer. On the lower, this is actually a Colt, just regular M4 lower. It's got an A2 grip. We have a Geisley SSA-E in here. We're running a Gen 3 PMAG, a 20 rounder. Non-ambi safety. Moving up to the top, we have the PRI gas buster charging handle. We have a PRI, just their commercial bolt carrier with a fitted bolt to a 18-inch Douglas 1-in-7 twist, 416 stainless barrel. We have the PRI free float. This is the Gen 2, the carbon fiber fore-end. I like it a lot, to be honest with you. We have a steel barrel nut on this. It's not the aluminum ones, it's a steel barrel nut, and we have the jam nut with the set screws. You'll see a couple versions of this rifle, but this again is the Gen 2 version, so it has this setup, and it's not necessarily, you'll see right here, it's like stepped on the handguard and the barrel nut section, but this one's a little bit more sleek. From what PRI says, they say that this is fairly close to the earlier Mark 12s that were released. If you know, let me know down below. I'm actually curious. I'm still learning about a lot of these rifles, and there's a lot to learn, that's for sure. We have the monolithic PRI top rail up top, and we are running a PRI rear sight. I couldn't find arms mounts. For some reason, rings for this rifle, the correct arms rings, I looked everywhere. I probably looked for, it seems like days to try and find them. With no avail. So we ended up going with some of the LaRue quick disconnect rings. I'm super happy with these. Like we said, the optic isn't clone correct, but we ended up throwing the PST Gen 2 on top. We have a flip up PRI front sight, an Allen Engineering collar, and then their brake that's set up for an AEM5. We actually have 2 AEM5s in jail right now. So when those clear and the ATF tells us that we're allowed to own that after we've paid for it, we will make sure that we do a good bit of videos with those AEM5s. So we're gonna have more than one, which would be nice. And then bipod wise, we're just using the Atlas bipod. This is a floating bipod. I use it for all my rifles. But anyways, I wanted to take y'all through it real quick, just give you a quick introduction. Again, we've got some big things planned for this. I'd appreciate if you tag along. Again, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. Again, right after this video, I'm gonna start working on some reloading, optimal charge weight testing, and then we will hit the 100-yard range, do some data analysis, crunch some numbers, load up some match ammo, or what we find to be the most precise ammo for this rifle itself, and then we will hit the 1,000-yard range with this thing. So I'm really excited what we have coming up. Again, subscribe, comment, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down if you don't like it. But tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog. Tell your dog I also said hi. We'll see you in the next one.